Okay, welcome everybody. This is December 30th, and it is the off-season training for the University of Minnesota Shotokan Karate Club. Thank you all for coming. Right? Good job. Pick up one foot, go around with your ankle and toes. Switch other way. Other foot. Other way. Feet together. Run with your knees. Other way. Feet apart. Around with your hips. Other way. Use your legs. Pump your arms around. Switch. And cross. Twist. Look behind you. Take nice deep breaths. And stop. Kick up your heels. This is a non-impact way of getting your major muscle groups to get some blood flow. Rolling out your joints and getting your blood moving are the two biggest things you can do to avoid injury. So if you're going to do something, you don't have time to warm up, just do those two things. Roll out your joints, move around a little bit. You can jog in a circle, you can do whatever you want. Put one foot in front. Swing your back leg up to hit your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet, kick a little harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And feet apart a little bit. Squat all the way down. Put your hands on the floor. Straighten your legs. Squat. Straighten. Squat. Straighten. Squat. Straighten. And squat. Feet out behind you. Arch. Pushing back, touch your chest to the floor, stretch your shoulders, your back, your neck. Forward again. Feet in. Squatting. Keep it up. Down and forward. Back. Forward. Back, forward, back, reach over one shoulder, switch, side, switch, around, switch, and stop. Straighten one leg, switch, 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 switch and drop down. Switch, 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 and switch. Stay on the side. Rotate all the way over. Stretch the outside of your thigh. and back. Switch over the other side. Rotate all the way over. Stretch the outside of your thigh, breathe deep. Back, over, back, over, back, over, and back. Pull your feet in, straighten your legs and stretch down. Roll up, run with your hip, switch, side, side. Squeeze one knee up into your chest. Switch, 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 and switch. Reach around behind, grab an ankle, switch, 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 and switch. One more, I guess. Switch. Take a deep lunging step forward. Switch feet. Reach up. Switch feet. Switch feet. Look to the outside. Switch. Yep. Shake out your legs. You can turn straight uniforms. Punching a little bit. Feet together, bow. Second position. Put your left arm out, right arm at your side. Imagine the energy coming from your center out towards the target. Slowly exchange your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both the arms. Switch. Left leg forward, counter punch out. So you're in a nice, straight, tall posture. You're going to take your right hand or your left hand and draw across your body towards the middle. So you were here, draw like you're just coming to the center of you and your hip is coming to the opposite side. Then punch. 1, draw. 2, draw. 3, draw. 4, draw. 5, draw. 6, draw. 7, draw. 8, draw. 9, draw. 10. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So now you have your right foot out, your left hand extended. Cut across and draw. Punch. 1, draw. 2, draw. 3, draw. 4, draw. 5, draw. 6, draw. 7, draw. 8, draw. 9, draw, 10. Lay up for a second, shake out your legs. We're going to continue with that. As you draw, I want the sensation to be that you're pulling your drawing arm down into your support leg and it's twisting, twisting, twisting like it's winding up. So during this draw, you're winding, 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 and on the count, you release and it pops back out where it was supposed to be. So Sensei Nishiyama just talked about a lot about potential energy. So you don't just draw and your legs are dead just hanging out there. You draw with the intent of building, 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 go, boom, and it flows back where you were. Okay? Right hand out, left leg forward. I'm a mirror. 1, draw, building, 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 building. 2, punch. Draw, building, 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 building. 3, draw, building, building, building. 4, draw, building, building. 5, draw. 6, draw. Keep your head up, keep your body straight. 7, draw. 8, draw. Hold right there, draw. In this position, this shoulder is not pulled back this way. It's still on the front part of your body, like I was here. I just turn sideways when I'm there. So your front torso still has to be intact. Your back knee still has to point forward. So 2 things you cannot do right now is feel your legs shift from one position to another position, or your shoulder from this position to another position. It's a more stable position. So Sensei Nishiyama used to talk about from your knee down feels forward, 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 forward. It doesn't change. I do better when I start to think about my hip. From way up here down, it doesn't change, doesn't change, doesn't change, doesn't change. It's a stable unit all the way down. There are definitely styles and systems where they practice this kind of thing. It's different than what we're trying to build on right now. A couple more on this side. Draw. 1, pull the other. Draw. 2, draw. 3. Yep, switch hands, switch feet, other side. So I believe your right leg's in front and your left arm's out. Is that correct? Rachel, you're drawing a hand. This hand that does this edge can be stronger, like you're pushing out, like gonna stop something with the edge. A little bit, it's just kind of hanging out there. It's got to project from your center, just like a punch does. Just feels a little different. More. More reach. Up, better. Here we go. So, your right leg's in front, your left hand's up. Draw. 1. Draw. 2. Draw. Building, 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 building. Then you're going to release. 3. Draw. 4. Draw. 5. Draw. 6. Draw. 7. Draw. 8. Draw. 9. Draw. 10. Very good. Switch hands, switch feet. You can shake your legs out a little bit if you want. This is going to get a little more difficult. What I want you to do now is start in a normal position with your counter punch at your solar plexus height, but you're going to aim for somebody's head by tilting backwards this way. So from your legs down, this stays the same. You're just fighting a giant for a moment, or fighting on a hill where you're going this way, but this is the same as it was. Okay, so just trust me on that. You got your counter punch out, other hand Rachel, other hand James. Maria, you have to fight a larger giant. Yep. And then draw straight across. Still up here where the giant is. Now you're going to pull from your hand, through your center, through the back of your butt, into the floor. It's going to get heavier when you punch, but still stay leaning backwards. So you're way back here, pull your hand into your back leg. 1, draw, 2, draw, 3, draw, 4, draw, 5, draw, 6. Take a break for a second. You're going to switch your feet. Other side. I do want to explain this because this concerns a lot of people. There were many times in the past when Sensei Nishiyama had us leaning backwards to do stuff. Shifting, jabbing, counter punching, and all of that is training for your lower body to get this part into the target. This isn't supposed to stay back here. It's eventually supposed to come forward normal, but this maintains its pressure. So while we're doing this drill, I want you to feel that wind up that we first talked about. Winding, 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 winding. It's stable from your hip down. When you pull your drawing arm, that pressure increases again. It does not in any way release and change. It doesn't get lighter. It gets heavier, 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 heavier. Maybe like a shock absorber, like a piston going up and down. There's a pressure through the system, but it doesn't wobble, it doesn't change. So everybody put your right foot in front, put your left hand out. Lean backwards so you're reaching up towards somebody's face. Make sure the pressure is here underneath your butt cheek. Draw from way up high. Now pull this down into your back heel. 1. Draw. Building, building, building. 2. Draw. 3. Draw. 4. Shoulders down. Draw. 5. Draw. 6. Very good. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So now you're back to having your left foot forward and your right hand out. Yes? We're going to start up at that angle again, and we're going to ki. But after every punch, you're going to come down, come down, come down, come down, until about 5, you're punching at normal. Okay? So you got this pressure in your leg building this way, but I don't want it to go away by the time you get down here. I want this to be the same driving pressure, even though now I'm going straight ahead and my body's much more straight. Okay? So the torso lean is only to train your lower body, and then you bring it down on top of it and it stays the same. So give it a try. Counter punch out. Way up high. Draw. Way up the hill. Punching ki by pulling your hand down into your back leg. 1. Draw a little bit lower. 2. Draw a little bit lower. 3. Draw a little bit lower. 4. Draw a little bit lower. Now right at level. 5. Draw. 5 more. 8. Draw. 8. Draw. So on. Draw. She. Draw. Oh. Switch hands, switch feet, other side. So now your right leg's in front and your left hand's out. I'm a mirror. Reach way up high. Draw. Pull down and ki. Draw a little bit lower. Draw a little bit lower. Draw a little bit lower. Draw straight ahead. 5 more. Draw. 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 Rest. Share your legs. Grab a drink if you want. I would like to do some kicks. We're going to do more kicks on Friday. So maybe now I'm just kind of warming up kicks. This is a good progression. You're going to be in a shallow front stance with your left leg forward. When I used to do a front kick, I had a real problem with coiling because I had so much extra tension in my legs. So I would kick and my leg would kind of do that every time. And after a couple years, they said you have to pick your heel up so it coils higher when you kick. And I would say, well, I can't because, see, this is all the further it goes. It's always good to have an excuse when you can't do something. And then one day at the end of class, very, very difficult, tiring class, I sat down, I'm ready for César, and my heels were digging up into my butt. And I thought, oh crap, I do bend that much. So that was one good excuse, just shot, right? So Sensei Basaro would demonstrate this all the time, and I never got it till one day I was wearing boots, heavy shoes, like hiking boots, and the coil, as I picked my foot up, just bounced off my leg in a really good way that I had never felt before because I always had so much tension. So somehow in my brain, when I picked my leg up, I would try so hard that nothing would just relax and move like it's supposed to. And this is actually common to my karate development, that too much tension, trying too hard. And there tends to be two extremes. There's my extreme where everything is so tense that it doesn't work. And there's the people who can do it easily, but they have no strength. They do the right, perfect posture, perfect drive, but they don't have any impact. So I don't even know which one's better. Because either way you have to struggle to try to learn to get better. But anyway, here's this drill. Start like this. You're going to pick your heel up, try to kick yourself in the butt. Try to keep your center centered when you pick your leg up. Don't switch to one side and then pick your leg up. And it doesn't stay there. It just comes up and down. It bounces. Oh, I skipped a part of my explanation that I always tell. If I pick my leg up, it only goes this far. If I grab it and pull it further, when I release it, it bounces back down where it was. That's your body's natural elasticity. You want to engage that in almost all kicks and in many blocks and many strikes. There's a dynamic to your body that you can enhance the movement with. So everybody right now, keep your heels up to your butt freely. Let them come up and let them come down. This is one reason I do this at the beginning of class, is to remind myself and to teach you to just let your leg bounce. All right, now put your left leg in front and maybe a half a front stance, a little one, not big, just a little one. You're gonna pick your heel up to your butt this way, a couple times. Good job. Switch feet. You okay, Rachel? Keep your heel up, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now see if you can see this. If I can get my leg to do this, and at the same time I pull my knee forward because I want to coil way up here, that transfer from here to my knee forward is almost mechanical. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It coils, it bounces off your butt. So we're going to do 3 counts. We're going to go 1, coil to your butt. 2, pick your knee forward. 3, pick your heel up and kick. So there we go. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, kick. 3. And then take your front foot and shuffle back. So now your front foot's the other foot. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, 3. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. So there's a few approved ways of moving forwards or backwards. And in this case, specifically when I say shuffle back, I want your front foot to move and plant, and then your back foot to reach back. So at every moment, you're in control of your balance. As opposed to where you just stumble around. So try to build some precision to your movement, and this is just one. There are many other ways of shifting, moving your feet around, but do this specific one right now. Heel to your butt. 1, knee forward. 2, 3, kick. Shuffle back. James, no. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. 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 One more. 1, 2, 3. So that looks good. Everybody feel that little transfer? Your heel comes up and it kind of drives forward all by itself. So I guess I'm thinking that Yufeng is the only one that usually has a little trouble with this because we both have bigger, tenser legs. Maybe Rachel a little bit, but most of you always get a good coil. It doesn't matter though. I've seen some very large-legged people snap a kick out there like lightning fast. And very thin-legged, flexible people not do a good kick. So it's not one body type. It's you picking up what you need to do to kick. I do think though, a front snap kick is a very natural movement for some people, and it's not for other people. It just never quite clicks. So I have never been that happy with my front kick. And I remember on the very first day of class, this was at the University of Minnesota in about 1980, there was probably 50 people in class, 35 anyway, all beginners. We all had to pick our leg up, and I think Sensei said, now just let your foot go out and back. And the whole rest of the room did that, and I kind of went, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get my leg to go out. And so it's been a struggle ever since. But the struggle part, the good benefit is it makes you analyze and think and work at it, and you eventually end up with a better understanding of how to do the motion than the person that can just do it the first time and can't understand what your problem is. So the struggle is real and the struggle is good. That's what I'm saying. Let's try roundhouse kicks. We're going to do a little bit of the same thing. In this particular case, I want you to lean forward. So it's like a straight line from your head to your heel. And this is stretched out. And just like in the front kick, where you pull your heel up and it snaps like that, you're going to pull your heel to your butt, pull your heel in your knee, and then you're going to kick, and you're going to get that nice sideways action. So this is a progression that allows you to kind of get it right no matter how bad you are at this. So I swear for 5 years, people used to say, oh, it's like a front kick, only it goes sideways. That didn't help me at all. I didn't get it, couldn't do it. So I developed this drill. Actually, Sensei Fisaro gave me most of it, but this is where I first got that, oh yeah, it is like a front kick going sideways. So here's your hips facing to the side. Here's your head. All your weight's on this foot. Kill your heel to your butt. 1. Heel to your butt, pick your knee up. 2. Roundhouse kick. 3. Shuffle back. Lean forward. Heel to your butt. You make sure your hips are sideways. 1. Knee forward. 2. Kick. 3. Hip sideways. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. So if you're doing this right, and when I watch all of you, it's happening. I just want you to be aware of it. In both of these actions, if you do the coil right, the kick wants to happen all by itself. It's just easier to kind of see in the roundhouse kick. So you do this part, that's fine. When you do this and pick your knee up, you get that little bounce where it wants to go somewhere. That's how it works. So in a front kick, it was there too. Coil, bounce, oh, it's on its way, it wants to go. So it's just more obvious in the roundhouse kick to me. And again, people that do light, quick roundhouse kicks, they figured this out early on. Maybe they don't have flexibility issues. Here we go, try it again. Looks like our left leg's in front. Hip sideways. 1, knee up. 2, 3. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. Now do it without the lean. So instead of being way up here and way here, you're going to be a little bit more straight, but your hip is still going to be 45. Because at this angle, it's easy. There's a slot here to pick your knee up in. If your hip is straight, that slot's not there. It tends to make the kick this way. And you want it to be this way, up and around. Okay, so hip 45. Heel to your butt. 1, knee up. 2, 3, up and around. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle back. 1, 2, 3. Hey up. Hi, rest. Stretch out your legs a little bit. So it looked like everybody progressed there. That was good. The part we're not going to go over so much today is the part where your center also hits the target. So to a certain extent, it doesn't matter if I do a front kick, this goes snap and hits the target. If I do a roundhouse kick, this goes snap and hits the target. How you get there, it depends on the kick you're doing, what's available, what the path is. So there's different parts to the kick. This dynamic is super important. It really helps you learn the other part. But moving from center, hitting with center is kind of a primary thing for punching, kicking, blocking, and it will help all of those things. All right, we were doing Kata for the last couple sessions, and I want to continue to do more advanced kata. So we have not done yet Empi or Gion, so I think we'll start. And everybody needs to learn Empi, meaning there's nobody here that really knows it very well. So a lot of times what I do is I teach the sequence over and over again that's in the kata. So we'll do that. You got your left leg forward in a downward block this way. And a technique that's relatively unique to this kata is called the rising punch. It starts out like you're hitting somebody here in the body, and you fake them out and it goes up at the last second. And depending on who's teaching, there may be a slight bend, but not a big bend, because you'll just break your wrist. But it's just enough that these knuckles are hitting first. But to me, that's straight, that's bent, that's not a whole lot. That's a tiny bit. So don't get too wacko on it or you'll just hurt your knuckles. So anyway, downward block, punch, up, rising punch. You're gonna hook with, so this was always in the kata, and then they took it out one time when they simplified, and that is sort of this grab. You're in the middle, reach around and grab, and then pull. So they changed it to rising punch, open your hand, and then go. Partially because they didn't know what it was for, and partially they wanted things to be streamlined. So I still teach it because I think it's important. And if somebody tells you don't do it, then don't do it when they're teaching. Do something else. There we are. So let's call that 1. This is 2. 3 is the grab. You're going to pick your knee way up high and then shift in here and punch. 4. Here, your right hand pulls to your shoulder or jaw, depending on what you think. You cross your legs, and this is punching down into the groin. And it matches. So because this is an unusual position, it is quite common that people do this good, this good, this good, and then they go. And they're just barely teeter-tottering here like they're going to try to dig your weight in, let it hit the target. And then that's 5 or 6. I lost count. And then just turn and do a downward block. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot to tell you, this is a front stance this way, but you lean. This is an Okinawan back stance. In the old Okinawan style, I used to see this a lot. They took it out of most of our kata, but it's still here. 1, 2, rising punch. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hips forward, more Jean-Noel. Forward. Not this way, this way. Yep. Then 5, downward block. There you go. Now 1, downward block the other way. Front stance. So this is interesting to me. Everybody can stand up for a second. All the motions that you do in karate, you want to use your body mass, which usually means using your legs and your center, and it tends to go through your hips because that's the way we move. But there is a problem in a couple places. Here, people just do their arm. When you have to use your legs, they do this part pretty good. Because that kind of feels good. But now there's no hip here, they just do this. Because their hip is already kind of turned. There shouldn't be. There should be extra turn. And one reason is, let's see if I can do this. This is this direction. This is, it's a new thing, new direction, new shock. Be very, very sideways. So I actually think this is a groin strike. Then you punch him in the head, and you knee him, and you hit him in the groin, and you throw him on the ground. New guy, groin strike, head. But your hip and body have to do everything. If you just feel your arm moving around, you need to change it. So that is one reason you pick your knee up here, is to bring your body together. Now this shocks for that punch. Your hip, back leg shocks to launch your leg and your punch. Go, go, boom. Okay, not bad. Couple more times through just this part, then we'll do the kata. Any questions about this part? All right. Left leg forward, block. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough of that. So Maria, I saw this in you, but it's a comment for everybody. In this, you kind of overturn. I mean, it's a big, giant, different movement. Your back gets to arch. That's okay. This part, though, is still not pulled apart. And some people teach it that way. And the only good defense is that it feels that way. It is not okay to go, oh, that's far enough. You still have to pull, 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 but not apart, 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 apart. Don't pull your shoulder back. There's almost never when you do that. You want your body to stay intact and you work within the framework. So the sooner you can get that, the cooler it'll be when you get to do something different, when it's a deviation. Let's see. Start here. This is an oi position. I believe it symbolizes hitting something, but they don't say that. They just say oi. Yep. So your left hand is open, and your right hand punches. You are going to put your left leg over and do kind of a downward block with your right hand. So your hands are going to end up this way. Okay, see it? This knee doesn't quite touch the floor. It is either an inch or a fist length off, depends on who's teaching. Don't let your knee hit the floor. It's a bad idea. You'll hurt your knee. 1, 2. Yep. James, more hip forward. And, all right, so we'll do the next two motions. So you're right here with the yoi. And you go 1, drop. 2, back up to here where your hands are stacked in the teacup and saucer. Drive off to your right, downward block. 3, move your left foot back into line and hook punch. Keep it out. 4. Let's do it again. You all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. You all right? 1, 2, 3. Hip sideways, Maria. Hip sideways, Rachel. 4. Pretty good. So this is something that they taught us specifically in the footwork, and that is, this is a normal stance width. maybe slightly narrow, but your left foot moves back when you hit, not your right foot pulling up. And it could totally be that that's just because it helps you get back to your mark. I believe also it helps make room to hit the target. So in my application here, I hit the guy on the arm, I hit him in the groin, they're bending over on top of me. I could use just a little bit more room to punch them rather than trying, I can't get closer, they're already on top of me. So it's a minor thing, but all the little things tend to add up. So here we go. I will face this way, I guess. Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to continue forward with your downward block. This is the series that you already know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So that's like half the kata, and you're halfway through already. Good job, everybody. Questions on that half? Okay, we're going to do that half 2 more times. Yes?
First move.
Yep.
About the left hand. Where is the position for the left hand?
Fist. Yeah, so it's kind of here across your tummy. Like if you're doing an augmented block or a downward, it just ends up here. And for some applications that doesn't matter as much, but it is what they teach. And it helps, I guess, to learn it that way. You're building a good, stable platform to move from, and there's not a lot of extra wiggling and moving around. So it's a good way to learn. If you look at some of the application stuff that I do, this move in particular is meant, in my opinion, to be a takedown at the beginning of the movement. Like let's say I caught somebody's arm and then you drop, your whole body weight drops. It's really easy to do. But it's also made to be a finisher. So I did some kind of throw, there they are on the ground, grab them, drop your knee on them, and punch. It's your knee hits, your fist hits at the same time. It's a great finisher. Not that I recommend that you try it, but it is one of the moves that to me is obviously meant to be used anywhere in the kata that it fits. This one. Whoa! It's the beginning, the middle, the end, a follow-up. Kind of like in Teki where I make people do this. That's meant to be anywhere in the kata where you need it to be. So you can kind of go 1, 2, oh, right there, 3. That's a control takedown. If you were here, I could show you. If John was here, I could show you. But he's working. 2 more times through the beginning, then we'll do the second half. Oh, let's see. All right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Okay, so now we're going to start here for a couple times. From here, instead of continuing forward like we do on all the rest, they mess with you 2 times in this kata. Like in Heian, Shotokan, where you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, except for 1 time, they make you go 1, 2, 3, so half the people forget it. Empi's like that, where they set up this pattern that, oh, I know this part, and then they change it in 2 places, so it's different. Just to mess with you. So from here, you're going to pick up your front leg and your front arm in a circle and step over here into Kata. So it's here in a front stance. And it goes up. 1, 2. This hand is sort of over here 45 degrees. You kind of look at your forearm. You're in a good Kata. Happy. Your body goes from here towards your hand. Whoa. Your forearm strikes it, and your knee comes up. Strike, go back. Strike, back. Strike, go back. Fist. Oh. Run. 1, 2. Oh, this hand stays in the fist. Your right one. Yep. 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 So this is a kime point, a ki point in the kata. And it is one of the easiest places to learn to bring your body together. Your inner thighs are coming together, both arms are coming together, your spine is straight. It's not a complicated thing. So what you should see happen is people build and they go, and then they go back. And they build and they go, where you can feel that come together. And yet you watch people, tournament people, they go, and they go on, and there was no body dynamic at all. So try that a couple times, please. Start here, feel your inner thigh and your arm smash into your center, into the target. That was pretty good, John Noel. Pretty good, Maria. A little higher, or Yufeng? Now, most of the rest of the kimes that are presented in karate are done in the middle of your body, your center. This one is done off to the side. And as a region, we had become too static, and we were happy. But Yamaguchi from Japan was not happy. So he thought that we lacked dynamics. So instead of staying straight forward, he made us turn 45. Because he wanted to see us do something, some dynamic, some direction. So that's not wrong. It's part of the motion to get that drive into the target. So you can keep it in your head. So anyway, here we are. 1, draw underneath. 2, 3, 4. Start here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. Downward block. Big circle. 1. Tighter drawing arm when you're moving Rachel. Higher Yufeng. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad, everybody. We're going to start over at the beginning. And the reason is the next part's very confusing. And you'll feel happier if you can get this first part before we do the second part. So I will face, does it help if I face this way? Out. Away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, big circle. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for sure that's halfway. So the next part is where they screw you up on the part that you think you know already. So it goes 1, 2, like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. 3, 4, 5, 6. And when I have people in a room, I often make them do just this part first. Block, strike. Somebody's punching at you, this hand blocks it, and then you strike. Everybody should have learned that in Heian Nidan, which used to be Pinan Shodan, and it is a primary way to drop somebody without hurting them. Block, strike. So the problem is, you think you're going to use your favorite move. You think, yep, I hit him, here I go, I'm just going to smash him. Bah, and I'll be done. That's what you think, the guy who created the kata. But unfortunately, when you did this, the guy blocked, and then he punched you. So the pattern is, I went for his head, I strike, he blocked it, he punches at me, block, boom, I gotta hit him, now I get to do my good move, tree. So I don't know if that'll help you without a person being there, but that's why it's a stutter step and why it's a broken tempo. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. Switch your feet and block. 4, 5. Short punch and a back stance. 6. Finish. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta say, that's not bad. Any questions about that part? I know it's a little hard to remember. We're not going to work on the rest of the kata, but we'll do it once or twice. Then we're done. So, let's see. Out. Empi. Oi. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, big circle. 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the part we just practiced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Palm heel strike this way. 1. This rising strike, you're going to do again. So your hips wind up, your left foot pulls back, and you step out and you do this. These are pressing blocks. This points up 45 degrees, that points down 45 degrees. Step forward, switch your hands. 2, 3, downward block in a back stance. 4, keep it out. 5, empty jump, and land like this. 1, step back one more time. 2, What? Okay, everybody's got it, right? So I think we're going to stop. Does anybody have a question about the kata or about anything else? I'm glad you came. We kind of lost a couple people here. Oh, John Noah's back. All right. Well, thank you all for training. Class dismissed. I really hope you can come Friday. If not, I'll see you the following Monday.
Okay, so Friday, Sensei, do we use the same code on Zoom?
No.